as you said, so it's different distance. So, for example, PSG was not all possession based. Even though for you can say they had the ball for most part, but sometimes also they had the ball, but they couldn't bite as much as what the PSG side would do because of the structure of Arsenal. Also, as we said, sometimes it was transitional in terms of the likes of Kvaratskhelia, the likes of Barcola, the likes of Doué, eating on the transition. Also, I think Arsenal had like 3 different setups in this final.
Yes.
And that's to show that the manager's brain were all thinking. First half, it was load block, they did have possession. Second half, as you said, when Gyökeres came in, it was play to guide to Gyökeres. When the likes of Saka, which I believe had a very poor game in this final, and the likes of Saka and Trossard, he wanted maybe more energy, more sharpness in the half spaces. So he decided to also, okay, let me put in Martinelli and Madueke. Maybe it didn't really work. Then the extra time, he went, okay, let me go, as you said, 4-3-3. No, 4-3-3 was in the second half. But in the extra time, it went 4-4-2. 4-4-2, yeah. Using Gyökeres and Eze, and having, beginning Zubimendi. So I think it was just amazing. But
in fact, even Luis Enrique also used 3 styles because I was shocked to see Luis Enrique because the last Champions League, when you reference it, it was comfortable. But this one, Luis Enrique had to
tactical masterclass of the last Champions League final.
Now, I think this Champions League final showed us that it's all about the manager, not the player per se in this match, because you will notice that the manager are looking for the edge. At one point, Luis Enrique is shouting foul, going to the ref. They are trying to get into each other psychologically to give their team best of the best.
Yeah, I agree with you, because when you look at both teams, I think both teams are more of the structure above individuals. Yes, obviously there are special individuals in both teams, right? But I think more is about the structure, and that's why you can see that there was more rotations in terms of structures and approaches. And I think it's always a beauty. I think it's one of the most competitive Champions League finals we've watched in recent years. For example, off of the last Champions League final against Inter Milan, obviously that was a very, very useless final because the tactical game plan of the Inter Milan manager was wrong. I think it was very, very good, really. And even though I know that, yes, there are certain mistakes, for example, the likes of Mosquera and Saka, when they were on the yellow card, I felt that obviously it was clear that you should have brought in Timber there. They were both on a yellow card, and Saka's pressing wasn't really as sharp off the ball. So before that goal, so I think there are a lot of things you look at and say if they had done this, but ultimately to the penalty shootout, and it's any man's game really.